Now, we've had a chance to visit with 6 of our semifinalists. We're going to learn something about the other 6, beginning with Miss California, who is Cindy Kirby, 18 years old, of Westlake Village, and attends Gura High School. And I think you should tell our audience about the things you have already won at our pageant, Miss California.
Well, I was fortunate enough to win the Miss Amity Award, which was voted by the girls for the friendliest girl, and I was very honored by that. And then I was a double winner. I won the Miss Photogenic, and that was voted by all of the photographers that we had during the 2 weeks that we've been here.
That's right.
And that was just a bonanza having both of those.
I should think so. If you go home and you should, if you do not become Miss USA and someone asks, did you win the Miss USA crown, you can say, no, but I won everything else, because you had.
Well, I was a lucky girl.
Now, I live in California, so I know that high school is still in session there. Did you bring books with you? Are you studying while you're here?
Well, I have to admit that I did bring a half of a suitcase full of books, and I did open a book, but I haven't got around to doing all of my assignments.
You did make quite an impression on Donny Osmond's little 2-year-old son, I understand.
Well, unfortunately, he didn't like me too much, but I loved him, so...
She picked him up during one of the rehearsals, and he burst into tears, and I loved your line. She turned to Miss Arizona, and she said, I blew it as a babysitter. That's why I had to start entering beauty pageants. Thank you, Miss California.
Thank you, Bob.
We're ready for Miss Louisiana, who is Lisa Moss, 23, of Shreveport, attends University of Texas Health Science Center. And what do you study?
Hello, Bob. I'm pursuing my PhD degree
You're in graduate school?
Microbiology. Yes, I'm in graduate school.
And what do you hope to do when you finish your studies?
What I would eventually like to do is head up a research lab for an industrial firm.
I think that would be very, very interesting. Now, you have a little brother running around here at the rehearsals named Perry.
Yes, he's 11 years old, and he's taken a liking to Bob Barker.
He's my buddy. And I have discovered that he's collecting an awful lot of your autographs, isn't he?
Yes, he's...
And what does Perry do with those?
He's quite an intelligent little boy. He takes my autographs, and he takes them to school with him and sells them for a dime. And I asked him, I said, why not a quarter? He says, Lisa, you're lucky. I got a dime. I asked a nickel the first time.
And I'm having a talk with her brother because I have some Bob Barker autographs that are not moving. And I'll take a nickel. Thank you, Miss Louisiana. I'd like to talk with you, Miss Virginia. She is Pamela Hutchins. She is 22. She lives in Newport News, Virginia. Pamela is a graduate of Duke University with a degree in political science. And what are you doing now?
Right now, I've just completed my first year of law school at Pepperdine University in Malibu, California.
And what kind of law would you like to specialize in, Miss Virginia?
Well, I'm very interested in contract law, taking into account that I've only completed my first year, and soon I'll discover some other interests also. But contract law, as in with modeling or entertainment, possibly.
Mm-hmm. Now, as I have said, our judges want to know more about you personally and casual conversation. What are your hobbies?
Well, I was a swimmer for quite a while when I was younger, on the athletic side, and I enjoyed tennis. I also love to play the piano. And one other thing, I love art, both visually and doing it myself.
Well, you sound as if you're a very active young lady.
No.
I can see you someday on the Supreme Court, in your robe with your tennis togs on under the robe, ready to get out in the courts in a hurry.
Perhaps.
Thank you, Miss Virginia. Now let's meet Miss Ohio. She is Kim Seelbreed. She is 20. She lives in Germantown. She's a model, and she works in a modeling school as well. Now tell us about your work in the modeling school.
First, I started as a professional model for a very fine agency in Southern Ohio. And the president of the agency one day came up to me and said, Kim, hey, we're starting a new studio, and would you be interested in teaching? And I said, sure.
And
That's how it started.
so you are now a teacher.
Right.
Now, all the girls here at the pageant have roommates. With whom are you sharing a room?
Miss Texas.
Miss Texas, who has already told me that there are Texans everywhere. Has she told you about Texas? Does she talk about Texas a lot?
I'm well aware of it.
What has she told you about Texas?
She says that they're the finest people on earth, and they're very hospitable, very kind.
Is that all she said?
She said, most importantly, they're very proud of where they come from.
Well, hasn't she told you about the Alamo?
No.
Or Big D?
No.
Or Earl Camel?
No.
I think your roommate is Miss Oklahoma. You're Thank you, Miss Ohio.
Thank you.
Miss Alabama, would you come over and talk with me? She is Joanne Henderson. She is 21. She lives in Tuscaloosa. And she just graduated from the University of Alabama. And what did you major in?
Public relations.
And what is your job situation?
Well, as of tomorrow, I become an unemployed person. Right now, all I do is I'm a contestant in the USA pageant, and I'm going to begin interviews with different companies when I get back.
I see. What would you like to do eventually?
Be a PR person for a corporation.
Uh-huh. Now, you are engaged to be married, are you not?
That's right.
Yes. Was your groom-to-be pleased when you became Miss Alabama?
Oh, he's pleased with me at anything I do. If I was to, if I wanted to be a bullfighter, he'd buy my red coat for tomorrow.
The married women in the audience are laughing at that last remark. Yeah. Is the groom here?
I hope so. He hasn't called me yet, but I think he's here.
He's not even married yet, and he's still not reporting in.
I know it. I've got to do something about that.
Thank you, Miss Alabama. We will see Miss Alabama's score, and we will talk with Miss Hawaii. Miss Hawaii is Terry Ann Lynn. She is 20 years old. She lives in Honolulu. She's a model, and she's taking extension courses at the University of San Diego. What do you study?
Well, I'm recently just transferred this last semester to Chaminade University, and I'm a professional model during the day, and then I go to night school. So I live a busy life. Well, I'm trying to get a degree in drama right now.
Now, in your bio, you said you like pets, you like tennis, and you're interested in nutrition. What pets do you have?
Well, I have a little Maltese. And as a matter of fact, I got him from Judy Anderson, who was the 1978 Miss USA.
That's right. What's the little man's name?
Her name is Nellie Kamikimaka, because I got her in my stocking on Christmas morning.
What is her name?
Nellie Kamikimaka.
What does that mean?
Merry Christmas.
Well, that's very sweet. I can hear you now. Come, Nellie.
Nellie Kamikimaka.
And the neighbor sticks his head out the window and says, "And a Happy New Year to you," huh? Thank you, Miss Hawaii. Now, you've had a chance to meet our 12 semifinalists, and I'm wondering if you at home have changed your minds about your earlier selection. Or are you more confident than ever?
Well, the interviews are over, and the computer has given us our scoring. The leader is Miss Ohio, followed by Miss Louisiana. In third place, Miss California. The competition to determine the 5 finalists has 2 important parts: swimsuit and evening gowns, yet to be judged. And we'll be hearing a song from our special guest, Donny Osmond, and we'll meet our judges when we come back after this word from Keme for a more beautiful complexion.